Welcome to Micromed Education student. Today we are going to discuss cystole. The cystole is basically asked you as a short note in the exam, and in which basically the tinea, difference of the tinea saginata and solium, as well as neurocystic sarcosis and hydatid cyst. So let's proceed. Cystole is basically a flat segmented parasitic form. It is a ribbon-like. Definitive host is men except in Echinococcus granuliosus, and intermediate hosts are different animals. Basically, it has colex, neck, and proglottids, which has immature, mature, and gravate segments. Basically, they are hermaphrodite, means they have both male and female reproductive organs in the one parasite. Basically, two different pseudophilidae and cyclophilidae. Pseudophilidae is with dilatum, which is also called as fish tapeworm. Tinea saginata, Tinea solium, H. nana, and Echinococcus in the cyclophilidae. You need to understand their common name. Beef tapeworm, that is saginata. Pork tapeworm, that is solium. You can remember P-O-R-K-O with the solium. H. nana, S. nana means small dwarf tapeworm, and Echinococcus granuliosus, that is hydatid cyst. Now let's also check the how it looks like. So basically, the largest one is the dilatum, that is around in the meters, then Tinea saginata, H. nana in the centimeter, and Echinococcus is in the millimeter. The scolex, as you feel and mention here, is with either four suckers with the rostrum or the hooks. Hooks are present in solium, H. nana, and Echinococcus granulosus. The eggs of dilatum is operculated, Tinea saginata and Tinea solium, and Echinococcus granulus. The eggs are similar, that is 3 pairs of hooklets with the embryophore and the eggshell. The H. nana, there is also a polar filaments present. Let's understand the definitive intermediate host and mode of transmission. So the intermediate host, ingestion of that particular, it leads to the mode of transmission in this cystole. Dilatum, as the common name suggests, these are the intermediate hosts. So dilatum is fish tapeworm, fish, and ingestion of the fish. Tinea saginata is beef tapeworm, so cattle and undercooked beef ingestion. Tinea solium, pig, pork tapeworm, so pig would be there, and undercooked pig ingestion, and there is a auto infection is also there, so fecal ingestion of the eggs. And for Echinococcus granulus, sheep is the definite intermediate host, and dog will be the definitive host, and ingestion of the eggs from the dog feces is the mode of transmission. For other than Echinococcus, the rest all the human is the definitive host in injections. Now the major factors. Dilatum is associated with B12 deficiency anemia, megaloblastic anemia, and laboratory diagnosis, stool examination of operculated egg. Tinea saginata is passage of highly motile proglottids and stool examination of the eggs and proglottids. Tinea solium, it causes neurocystic sarcosis as well as teniasis, and which leads to neurocystic sarcosis, leads to seizure, and the laboratory diagnosis, stool examination, and imaging for cystic sarcosis. H. nana, basically intestinal infection primary in the children, and you can watch or detect eggs with the polar filament in the stool. Echinococcus granulus is cause hydatid cyst. So the diagnosis tests are ultrasound and CT as well as serology. How you can remember that? For dilatum, fish, cyclop, fish, human. Dilatum, Tinea species, either human, cattle, or pigs, again human. And for H. nana, it's only human. And for Echinococcus granulosus, is the human is accidental, dead in horse, otherwise dog, sheep, and dog. Basically, the major difference between the Tinea saginata and Tinea solium is there is 2 rows of hooks would be there, otherwise both causes teniasis, and solium is causing neurocystic sarcosis. Now let's check the life cycle of both these. So basically, Tinea saginata and solium, the in human there is a adult worm is present which release the eggs in the feces. The eggs will be ingested by the cattle, and there will be cystic sarcosis bovis, that because the oncosphere hatches out, and this will Cysticercus bovis is present in the skeletal muscle. When men ingested this undercooked beef, they will get the infection that is called teniasis. Now the Cysticercus bovis and Cysticercus soluris, these are also called the form that is present in the skeletal muscles, and they look like, as mentioned in the figure, the Cysticercus bovis is associated with Tinea saginata and cellulose is associated with Tinea solium. The hooklets are present with the Tinea solium, and they are present basically in CNS, eyes and in muscle, and Cysticercus bovis in skeletal muscle. Two zoonotic disease, neurocysticercosis and hydrated cyst. Neurocysticercosis by Tinea solium. Both human is the intermediate host, and neurocysticercosis affects CNS. However, Echinococcus granulosus is causing hydrated cyst and affects liver and lung. Will be affected. Let's check first neurocysticercosis by Tinea solium. So you should know the life cycle. Again, the adult worm is present in the man with the release of the eggs in the feces. So basically a normal cycle. So the oncosphere hatches out. Cysticercus is in the muscle of the pig, and when we ingest that pig undercook, then the cycle will complete. But there are two cycles other, that is external cycles, auto-infection, in which the eggs will be, because of unhygienic practice, will be engulfed by the man, or by auto-infection, that is reverse peristalsis in the, again back into the stomach, and leads to the formation of this cysticercus. So basically the cysticercus is present in CNS, eyes and as well as in the muscle. The most common site is, for neurocysticercosis, the inflammatory response leads to the main symptoms, and the symptoms would be seizure, headache, vomiting, raised intracranial pressure, hydrocephalus and focal neurological deficit are there. How you can diagnose it? With the help of imaging, that is CT scan and MRI. You can find the cysticercus cellulosis, and laboratory investigation, a serological test like ELISA or enzyme immunoassay, as well as in stool you can get the eggs or the proglatides. Prevention is by albendazole and praziquantel, and to minimize the symptoms, corticosteroid and anti-epileptic drugs. So this is how you have to complete your neurocysticercosis with the life cycles. Now, hydrated cyst or Echinococcus granulosus. Basically, Echinococcus granulus, dog is the definitive host. So, in the dog, the adult worm would be there. The eggs will be passed, which will be engulfed or by the sheep, and sheep acquires the infection. Ingestion of the food contaminated with the dog's feces. Exactly, the embryo will be released and in the circulation, and later the hydrated cyst will be developed. But ingestion of eggs from the dog's feces via contaminated food and water, or direct contact with the dogs, leads to this infection in the human, and the hydrated cyst will be present. Now the most common site is the liver, that is 70%, but in 20% it is also found in the lung, and rest site is brain, spleen and bones. In hydrated cyst, you need to understand, you have to draw this diagram, which it requires. The diagram itself has of 2 marks. So you have a pericyst, ectocyst, endocyst with the brood capsule from which the scoliosis would be there, in which the daughter cysts will be there, or hydrated sand. So basically the symptoms would be abdominal pain, hepatomegaly, and if it's in the lung, cough, chest pain, dyspnea. When cyst burst, that leads to antigenic reactions and leads to anaphylactic shock or formation of the secondary cyst. The laboratory diagnosis is by the ultrasound, CT scan, MRI, serological test, ELISA, or detection of hydrated sands or hooklets by the aspiration of the fluid, and demonstration of Cassoni test, that is type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. How you can remove this is by pair technique, that is puncture, aspiration, injection and re-aspiration. Basically the solution would be entered to kill the cyst and the brood capsule, and surgical removal is recommended with the albendazole therapy. So let's revise our neurocysticercosis and hydrated cyst. Neurocysticercosis by Tinea solium, hydrated cyst by Echinococcus granulosus. Here the stage is cysticercus, here hydrated cyst. Most common site is brain, here liver followed by lung. Seizure would be the most common, and here the pressure symptoms. Key complication is hydrocephalus, and hydatitis it is anaphylaxis. Hope student you like our videos and channel. Please like, share and subscribe our channel and stay tuned with Micromed Education.